The idea of waking up to the front door, walking up to the front door of an apartment building and seeing a health and safety score on display seems like a simple way to get landlords to maintain or improve living conditions. The city's RentSafeTO program has come a long way in its 3 years in existence, with regular inspections leading to better evaluations. But many say there's one important piece of the puzzle that's missing that could make it that much better.
When you had a sign very visible that said that this apartment building failed to protect the tenants and to give the standards that the city has put in place.
The health and safety inspections are taking place, and the city knows what kind of score a property has received. But it's not easy for others to find out how safe rental buildings may be. That's why the push continues to set up a color-coded sign system to display ratings, similar to the one established for restaurants and other food establishments, despite being voted down by City Council last December.
We were proposing doing something very similar at apartment buildings because there are some landlords who are good landlords and care about their tenants' well-being, and there are too many landlords who don't.
Arguments against using signs as part of the city's RentSafeTO program, some from the landlords and property owners themselves, claim that they would stigmatize the tenants that live in those spaces if there was to be a negative rating. Others say displaying a rating front and center for all to see is a reflection of the landlord itself, and maybe the best way for those thinking of moving in to find out what kind of place it is.
It is not they who would feel ashamed by having a red sign in the window of a building. It's the landlord. They're already feeling ashamed of the conditions that they're living in, and they want the landlord to have some real incentive to be able to clean up their act, literally, and support the safety and well-being of their tenants.
The city did recently launch an interactive map online where people can access inspection results for thousands of rental buildings. They'll see a score out of 100 based on different categories and can determine which properties are in worse shape than others. Based on the city's own consultation last year, 88% of tenants in buildings registered for RentSafeTO like the rating system so far. But there's more to be done to improve it.
So this is both to press the landlord to up their game and make sure that they work towards a green standard sign, but just as importantly, if not more importantly, to indicate to a prospective tenant before they sign a lease what they're walking into if their building is going to be healthy and safe.
It's a step, but we can do better. We can do in deep and forward.
In order for the signs to actually be reconsidered as part of the RentSafeTO program, another motion would need to be introduced, and 2/3 of City Council would need to support it. Josh Matlow says he doesn't believe it would likely get the votes at this point, but there is an election next year and another opportunity.